In 1879, Spain went to war, but not for gold, power, or some patriotic cause. No, they were going all out for bird poop. Guano was essential to food production. Packed with nitrogen, it was the farmers' go-to for sprucing up the dirt. There weren't really any high-tech alternatives, as it was either guano or just Mother Nature. So Spain and others realized that this magical bird poop was more valuable than gold, as close to the 20th century, one could exchange 1 pound of gold for about 2 pounds of bird poop. It became the most important resource at the time, thanks to its power to fertilize soil. Fast forward a bit and enter a revolutionary invention. This invention was about to shake the world as we know it. The guano era was coming to an end, and a new chapter was about to begin. Picture all of human history, and right in the middle is the agricultural revolution, the turning point that brought us into the modern era. But progress always comes with its fair share of challenges. As societies kicked into high gear after the agricultural revolution, a problem was on the rise. Fertile soil was quickly becoming infertile. Why? Well, the more one harvested the soil, the more plants would use up nutrients within the soil. Solutions for replenishing most nutrients were discovered, but one tricky nutrient stuck for thousands of years: nitrogen. Despite being everywhere in the air, nitrogen was lacking in the soil. Indigenous people off the coast of Peru first realized that spreading guano, rich in nitrogen, across the soil would make plants grow faster and fuller. Sooner rather than later, other countries quickly discovered this trait, and guano would become one of the most important resources for humanity. This was until 1909, where Fritz Haber, a German scientist, with a bit of luck, managed to come up with a process to take nitrogen from the air and convert it into ammonia, a nitrogen fertilizer. The invention of this process marked a turning point in history by making fertilizing soil with nitrogen quick and cheap, setting the stage for a population explosion that we're still feeling today. But this leap in science came at a cost, as millions of lives paid the price in World War I. This illustrates that while advancements in technology can propel the world forward towards civilization and a brighter future, they can also be wielded as tools of destruction. To understand what a roller coaster the invention of the Haber process was, we have to dive deep into the life of the man behind it all, Fritz Haber. Born on December 9, 1868 in Belarus, Prussia, coming from a Jewish family, in his early days were all about science and a deep fascination with the natural world. His dad, Siegfried Haber, a successful chemical trader, saw his son's potential and gave him the support he needed to dive into his scientific passions. Fast forward to 1886 and Fritz joins the University of Heidelberg, meeting chemist Robert Bunsen, who would become his mentor. This led to Fritz earning his doctorate in 1891, kicking off a prolific scientific career. But Haber wasn't just about textbooks and lab experiments. In 1893, he landed a job at the Technical University of Karlsruhe, working at real-world labs of electrochemistry. It was during this time that he started leaning into the practical side of science, setting the stage for what was to come. As the 19th century rolled into the 20th, Germany and the whole world faced a challenge: a growing population and the urgent need for more food. This put the heat on scientists to get creative. In 1909, Fritz dropped the bombshell with the Haber process. This genius move involves the making of ammonia from nitrogen in the air, giving farmers a synthetic alternative to guano for fertilizing soil. The impact? Massive. It opened the floodgates to an era of plenty in agriculture, totally changing the way we produce food worldwide. Fritz Haber wasn't just a scientist, he was a game changer in the history of how we feed the world. This breakthrough method in synthetic ammonia production didn't just fix the immediate nitrogen shortage in soil, it lit a spark that fueled incredible progress in food production. After the widespread use of the Haber process, global food production exploded. In 1909, there were about 1.6 billion people in the world. Following 15 years after the Haber process invention, the global population jumped to 2 billion. To put it simply, this was almost a 20% increase, like 1 out of every 5 people added in just a short time because of this invention. In a nutshell, the impact of the Haber process is like a foundational stone in the tower of human progress. It set off a chain reaction of positive changes that shaped the course of human civilization. The shift from struggling with nitrogen scarcity to swimming in agricultural abundance is a powerful showcase of how scientific innovation can lift societies and redefine what humans can achieve. Yet, not all that came from the Haber process was innately good, as following shortly with the invention came World War I, and armed with power, Fritz would go on to kill millions of people. Now, while Fritz Haber's revolutionary invention undoubtedly propelled humanity forwards in terms of food production, it also cast a dark shadow on history. The same process that turned nitrogen from the air into a boon of agriculture also became a tool of destruction during one of the darkest chapters of the 20th century, World War I. Fritz Haber, once a figure celebrated for his contributions to science and agriculture, took an unexpected turn when his invention found a horrifying application. As World War I erupted in 1914, the German military eagerly embraced the potential of the Haber process. Fritz, driven by a sense of duty and patriotism, willingly shifted his focus from feeding the world to equipping his nation for war. Fritz Haber, the scientist who had once aimed to improve humanity's well-being, now found himself at the forefront of a scientific effort to develop chemical weapons. His process contributed directly to the creation of chlorine gas, a deadly weapon used extensively in the trenches of World War I. Chlorine gas, a byproduct of the Haber process, was invented to target enemy soldiers in trenches, causing a major uproar not just in the battlefield but also worldwide. It led to serious questions about whether using chemical weapons was morally acceptable. The gas, released to break the stalemate of trench warfare, created chaos and panic. Its use shocked military leaders and soldiers alike. The global community strongly reacted to the indiscriminate suffering and death caused by chlorine gas, challenging the accepted rules of warfare. This outcry led to the discussion about the Geneva Protocol of 1925, which aimed to ban the use of chemical and biological weapons in war. The horrors of chlorine gas played a key role in shaping international agreements that sought to limit the use of such brutal weapons. In the aftermath of World War I, Fritz Haber, once hailed as a scientific hero, found his reputation marred by the grim consequences of his groundbreaking invention. Despite being awarded the Nobel Prize in Chemistry in 1918, the ceremony itself became a symbol of discord as fellow scientists boycotted the event, registering their disapproval of Haber's pivotal role in the development of chemical warfare. Tragically, Fritz Haber's life concluded in solitude in 1934. While some might argue that he was merely the first to explore a scientific frontier and that others would have inevitably made similar discoveries, Haber's enduring legacy serves as a cautionary tale. It emphasizes that even the most well-intentioned scientific discoveries can lead to an unforeseen and irreversible consequences. Haber's legacy prompts us to acknowledge that scientific progress requires not only intellectual prowess but also a profound and ethical responsibility. This story serves as a reminder that the journey of discovery is littered with ethical dilemmas, urging us to navigate the intricate path between innovation and potential for unintended, and sometimes devastating side effects. It asks society to approach scientific and technological advancements with a mindful consideration of their broader impact on humanity.